Welcome back to Offroad Outlaws, guys, and in this video, we are going to be answering some of the most prevalent questions about the update that I've been seeing in my comment sections recently, and a lot of the ones that were asked on the stream. Plus, I'm going to be sharing with you guys some of the things that have been confirmed about the update recently by the developers themselves. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Now, the most common question that I see is, when is the update releasing? Now, that is an extremely honest question. I completely get it. Now, straight from the Offroad Outlaws developers, it is going to be released soon as it is approved. Now, what they mean by approved, and a lot of people, I actually personally didn't even know this before they explained it to me a long time ago, is when an update is pushed to a mobile game, the mobile platforms themselves, right? Android and iOS being the platforms that Offroad Outlaws is available on, they themselves need to approve the update before it can be pushed to the game. So think the iOS App Store and the Google Play Store on Android. Those platforms themselves have to give the update the go-ahead before it can be approved and then become available for download onto your personal device. Now, the time that this takes can vary. It can also vary depending on what platform you're on. Now, historically, it goes a little bit faster on Android platforms, but that's not always the case. There have been cases where updates have dropped sooner on the iOS platform. It just all depends on the testing schedule, as well as how many things are basically, for lack of a better explanation, how many things are in line for approval on the iOS and Android store platforms. Another question that I've been getting a lot lately is, how was I able to play the update? Now, I am very, very, very grateful to be able to work closely with the Offroad Outlaws developers, especially on this update, where they were able to actually share with me an early developer version of the update itself. And by playing that developer version of the update, I was able to share some early gameplay of it with you guys, which, by the way, thank you all so much for watching that video. I'm so incredibly glad that you guys enjoyed it as much as you did. Now, another thing that I wanted to talk about is how I play Offroad Outlaws on PC, because there is no PC version. And I've touched on this throughout kind of my, length of time playing Offroad Outlaws on YouTube, but I really wanted to touch on it again because I think it's an important subject to cover, because I do get asked a lot of questions about how do I play Offroad Outlaws on PC, as well as when we stream Offroad Outlaws and we host open truck meets and open lobbies, I end up seeing a lot of messages floating around in the live stream chat asking if mobile can join me since I'm on a PC. And in all reality, I am also playing the mobile version of the game, even though I am on PC. There is no PC version of Offroad Outlaws, at least not right now. Basically, what this is allowing me to do is the platform that I use, which is called BlueStacks, what that does is it emulates an Android device running on my PC. So let's say, for example, you had your emulator set as, let's say, the latest Google phone, or the latest Android phone, or the latest Android tablet. What that would essentially allow you to do is it would allow you to use and play mobile games and apps on your PC, but through this emulator that believes that it is an Android phone or Android tablet. So for all intents and purposes, I am playing the Android version of Offroad Outlaws, even though I am playing it on a PC. So hopefully that helps give a little bit more concrete info as to how that process actually works. And if you want to find out more on how you can do that on your own PC, the service I use is called BlueStacks. Now, let's jump into another question that was recently answered by the Offroad Outlaws developers, and that is, can you hop in other people's vehicles in the new update? And they gave a very quick answer to that. No. Now, obviously, there are people out there that have been wanting to be able to get into other people's trucks and other people's vehicles and stuff like that, but I think at the end of the day, that would take up a lot of resources that could probably be better applied elsewhere to different parts of the game and, of course, different parts of the update. Another question that was asked to the Offroad Outlaws developers was, can you make it to where we can put multiple vehicles on the Gooseneck trailer at the same time? And they replied with, it will lag the game. And that's a very valid point, because, as you know, for as many of us that want to put multiple vehicles on Gooseneck trailers, myself included, because when you look at the Gooseneck trailer, it definitely looks like there would be space for multiple vehicles. And while I'm sure there would be space for multiple vehicles, I can completely understand where where they are coming from with, you know, not doing it because it would cause the game to lag. Now, the reason why, or at least one of the reasons why that makes a lot of sense, is because you got to keep in mind that with Offroad Outlaws being a mobile game, it has to run well on not only the newest mobile devices, but also older mobile devices as well. And even though you have, you know, graphical settings that you can change within the game, I feel like that's one of those dedicated performance restrictions that would really, if they ended up going that route, it would demand more temporary memory that the game would need to use that a lot of devices just wouldn't be able to allot for, and therefore the game would become laggy and it wouldn't be as fun of a gameplay experience or as smooth of a gameplay experience. So I can completely understand why they said what they said in that regard. Now, another thing that we should definitely talk about is a question that has been getting asked a lot about the new sounds, or at least a statement more that's been getting made, where this person said, vehicles don't sound that good in the update, I hope people don't hate me for it, and Offroad Outlaws themselves said there are 6 new sounds, no point in complaining when you haven't even heard them all, meaning that there are even more engine sounds that we have not heard yet. And plus, you know, you gotta remember, this goes back to all of the things that have to be done in order to fit all of these things into a mobile game. Sounds take up a lot more resources in the game than a lot of people might think. And, you know, sounds are one of those aspects where, yes, sound can really bring us into the experience a lot more. However, sound is also one of those things where you definitely have to continue to budget what you're using that temporary memory, aka RAM, for in a game like this. And I think, you know, putting sound at the forefront would make it so that they would have to remove a lot of other things from the forefront. And personally, I think the sounds in the update actually sound pretty dang good, especially for what they're trying to replicate. Next up, another question that's been getting asked a lot is, will there be any new trucks in this update? And the Offroad Outlaws developers officially confirmed that there are no new trucks in this update, but I think that's okay, because while there will always be more trucks that we want to see in the game, I think they've got a really strong, really healthy lineup of trucks in the game right now, and I'm actually really glad that they're focusing in a lot more on all of these new features like character customization and, you know, new elements of vehicle customization like the paintable suspensions, the new wheels and tires. All of these new things I think will allow us to take the existing vehicle lineup to another level in terms of customization, because, you know, if you continue to add trucks, you can add as many trucks as you want, but if you never change the level of customization, you will still be limited to a degree on what you can actually use all of these trucks for. But with the customization updates, like for example the drag slicks and the paintable suspensions, you know, just those two things right there, the paintable suspensions bring a whole new level to builds, both, you know, off-road focused builds and show focused builds. And then the drag slicks bring another new level to the customization in terms of what you can build trucks for. Think, you know, diesel-powered drag trucks. Think diesel-powered street trucks, you know, or maybe a diesel drag truck that you throw on a trailer and you take it out to the drag strip for a drag day with your friends. I mean, that right there is a whole new dynamic, a whole new gameplay dynamic to Offroad Outlaws that was not previously possible. And that's not even mentioning all of the roleplay potential that the customizable characters bring to the game, especially on maps that have buildings and garages that you can actually go inside of with both your vehicles and your characters. So I'm not really concerned about the fact that there aren't any new vehicles in this update, because I think all of these other things that they are adding are even more valuable to the game at this point than adding more trucks. And don't get me wrong, once again, more trucks are always going to be great. They're always going to be nice, but all of these other features that they are adding, I think will take the existing lineup of vehicles really up there to the next level. Now, with that being said though, if there are any trucks that you would like to see added to Offroad Outlaws in the future, make sure you leave those suggestions in the comment section down below, because I would love to know what vehicles you guys would love to see in the game. I know that recently I've seen a lot of people wanting to see maybe a larger third gen Dodge, like a quad cab third gen Dodge, or maybe a, you know, 6.0 generation Ford Power Stroke, like kind of that 05, 06 kind of body style. I really like that body style of Ford trucks. I think it's, you know, there's a lot of them out there in the world, so people really closely identify with those trucks. And, you know, you may even have one of those trucks in the family, and I think that being able to drive trucks that you either see a lot in real life or trucks that mean a lot to you in the real world in Offroad Outlaws is a big part of why people enjoy games like this, and that's why, you know, the more trucks that they add, the more people are able to connect with the game. But again, to circle back to what I was saying before, I think the customization getting an overhaul and also the new roleplay dynamics that the customizable characters bring to the table, I think are really, really important, and I could not be more excited for the update's release, which should be very, very, very soon. And if you guys have any questions at all about anything Offroad Outlaws related, make sure to let me know down there in the comment section below. The map I am using in this video is called Town Center. It's a really awesome map, and you guys should definitely check it out. The map creator is, I believe, Ace Terry, and yo, they did an amazing job with this place. But that's gonna do it for this one, y'all, and if you would like to see more, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn those notifications on, and I will see you guys next time. Talk to y'all later.